Look at this difference. Crazy. This alone, y'all, this screen is crazy. Look, you can see every single cumulus cloud outside my window, but not here. Not here. What's up? I'm Sunshine. I'm a traditional artist, and I just bought the newest, latest, and greatest, most expensive iPad Pro M4 with the Nano-Textured Screen to try out digital art for the first time. You see it? It's kind of nice. Some might say, you know what, Sunshine, why didn't you use the iPad that you already had to try out digital art and see if you liked it before you spent all this money on this one? But you know when you want to try something new and you convince yourself that you need like the newest equipment to do it? Yeah, I know it's not like logical, but I was like, well, maybe if I had the new iPad Pro with, you know, the Nano-Textured Screen will make all the difference. So here we are. I've had this iPad for 2 months and I love it. I use it every single day and I have not done any digital art. I tried it once and I was like, So, you know, it's time to rectify that. But you know what? We are swapping out our paintbrush for Apple Pencil. Because, you know, it also comes with the Apple Pencil Pro now. And I got my little, can you see it? My little engravement on it so you know it's for real. Oh, yeah. You see it. You see the vibes. Hey. All right. So I got the iPad and now I guess I just got to learn how to use it. But first, let's do some aesthetic, nice little unboxing vibes. You feel me? That's your unboxing video. You're welcome. And since I'm a traditional artist, I'm not trying to replace my art practice or anything like that with digital art. I just think that it would be a really good skill to know how to do it so that I can implement it more in my art process. And it's also a good thing to do on the go. It's so portable. The stakes are much lower because, I don't know, you can undo things and move them around much more easily and quicker. So it'd be good to bring it into my sketching and concept process at the start of a new painting or artwork. Also, I just feel like y'all don't come for me, don't come for me. But I do feel like the learning curve for digital art is not as hard as a learning curve for like traditional art. Not to say that like digital art isn't completely impressive, because it is, and it's not like real art, because it's like 1000% real art. Like, people make masterpieces with digital art, and like that's amazing. But however, I do just feel like the effort that you have to put in to learn traditional art is just more, and one could pick up digital art a little easier with the undos and the moving things around and like undoing, redoing mistakes and all of the tools that you have. And of course, I could just do this video and be completely wrong and realize like this is extremely hard. I don't know, but either way, I think it's a good skill to know how to do, and I currently don't know how to do it, so let's figure this out together. So this is, ooh, you like that? Yeah, I like that. So this is the 2024 iPad Pro with the M4 chip and the Nano-Textured Screen, 13 inches, space black, 1 terabyte. Before I get into it, I just gotta talk about how big of a scam this iPad is. And I got it. So I bought into the scam. I saw the scam. I could appreciate it from distance and see, wow, this scam is scamming, and I'm gonna just play into the scam's hands. But listen, first of all, in order to get the Nano-Textured Screen, which is, you know, so cool that they have this new feature, because usually you're using the paper-like screen protectors, especially if you're doing digital art. You're using like a paper-like or some kind of screen protector in order to get rid of that like super shiny gloss screen. And the screen protectors are like they're kind of mid, kind of frustrating. So when Apple came out with this Nano-Textured Screen that diffuses light and gets rid of that like super shiny glossy screen and gives it a somewhat more paper-like feel, like naturally without the screen protector, of course we're all excited and we want it. But the Nano-Textured Screen only comes on the 1 terabyte model for the iPad Pro with the M4 chip. So the base model for the iPad Pro M4 is 256 gigabytes. The next model is 512 gigabytes. The next one is 1 terabyte, and then the last one, the fourth one, is 2 terabytes. I have to skip to the third level of storage space size to the 1 terabyte just to get the option to even put Nano-Textured Screen on my iPad. The jump from the 256 gigabyte iPad is $1,200 to the 1 terabyte iPad, which is $1,700. So you have to pay an additional $500 just to get the option to pay the extra $100 for the Nano-Textured Screen. So really, you paying $600 for the Nano-Textured Screen, because like for a lot of people, 256 gigabytes is plenty of space. Y'all, the scam is scamming. I paid $600 for this screen. It is kind of nice though. Like, you see it? I kind of like it. So the bevel edges are the standard screen, the standard like shiny glossy screen. And then so you could clearly see that nano-textured look. And also like, look, I'm literally in front of a mirror right now. Like, look how much is diffusing this light. Let me give you a comparison, because I have another iPad, which I could have used to learn digital art. But anyways, we're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it. So let's see. That took a while for me to find my old iPad. So right now I'm sitting directly in front of a window, and this is the Nano-Textured iPad. You see it with the light and the sunlight. Let's see if I can hold this without dropping it. That'd be bad. This is my old iPad, and yes, it has like crazy fingerprints on it, but you get the point. I actually tried to wipe the fingerprints off, but I don't know, some fingerprints be there for so long that like they locked in. But anyways, do you see the difference? Like, okay, look at the reflection. So just look at the reflection on this one. Like, that's my camera. You can see it clear as day. This is my fiddly fig plant to my right. These are my big windows. You could probably literally see like my view from this iPad. And then this is my new one. And you see it also is just like much more fingerprint resistance. So, I mean, the fingerprints show, but not as much clearly. And look at this. I'm looking around. I think that is the camera. Look at the way that it's pointing at the camera here versus the way that it's pointing at the camera here. That's crazy. Camera. Yeah, that's the camera. Camera. That's wild. Look at this difference. Crazy. This alone, y'all, this screen is crazy. Look, you can see every single cumulus cloud outside my window, but not here. Not here. Anyways, so, and then my plant to the right, you can't see that either. As opposed to here, clear as day. I can see every single vein on them leaves. But here, you cannot. So that alone is pretty cool. The new iPad Pro also has a new Apple Pencil Pro, and it clicks inside. I think it used to click on the top, but now it doesn't. The camera is now centered horizontally. So the camera is here. The camera is also now centered horizontally. So this is your camera, as opposed to the camera used to be at the top vertically. So that's the difference. And also, y'all, this iPad is so thin. It's so thin. It's crazy. Okay, so look at the difference. I love that I just conveniently have this other iPad. So make sure my titties ain't. So this is the new iPad. And this is my old iPad. I don't know if you can actually tell. It's probably hard to tell on camera, but this thinness is crazy. This thing feels like so light. Like this, which is 10.5 inches compared to this, which is 13 inches. This one is so much heavier than this one. It's crazy. So that's cool. All these things are cool. The colors on this are like outstanding. I don't think those are types of things that you can really see well on camera though, but take my word for it. Like the colors, outstanding. This is my world geography app where I try to teach myself different countries because I want to be cultured. Okay, teach yourself the countries, guys. Anyways, so this is the worst unboxing video ever. So the new Apple Pencil Pro also has all these new features, like it has a squeeze tool where you probably, let's see, ding ding, click 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 click. Anyways, so there's like the hover function where even if you're not touching the iPad, if you hover above it, it shows basically like the shadow of where your pencil is hovering above. I switched to highlighter so you can see it a bit more. So it has this hover function. I'm not even touching the screen right now, but it's showing like the shadow basically of it. And also it has barrel roll. So as I turn my Apple Pencil around, you know, the writing also turns with it. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I'm holding this and I double click it, it does this like tiny vibration and it's switching tools for me. So if I'm writing in my note taking app and then I double touch it, and you don't click it yet, you just like double touch it and then it'll switch to the eraser tool and I can erase, and then I can double click again and it'll switch back to my last tool, which would have been my writing tool. It's pretty convenient. And if I click it, a quick toolbar comes up where I can change out the type of pencil I'm using, the color that I'm using. I can switch to eraser, a couple different functions. I can change the diameter of the pencil that I'm using to write with. So if I actually click it, that's when like the quick toolbar comes up. Also, the new Apple Pro pencils work with the Find My apps. So if you lose it, you can use your Find My app to locate it. So that's pretty cool. But y'all, still the scam is still scamming, because you bought this new iPad and now your old Apple Pencil does not work with this at all. It's not like you had the option on whether or not to buy this new pencil. It might as well at this point just come with it, because like you can't use an old Apple Pencil with the new iPad. So you have to buy, if you want an Apple Pencil, you have to buy the Pro Pencil. I had 2 old Apple Pencils. Both of them are like useless now. So that's cool. I mean, I love the new Apple Pencil, but also it's, again, the scamming. So that's another $130 to spend pre-tax on your Pro Pencil to work with your new Pro iPad. So, and actually my old iPad was also a Pro iPad. So it's not like, oh, Pro Pencil has to work with a Pro iPad like since the beginning of time. It's just like, nah, the Pro iPad now needs the Pro Pencil and nothing else is gonna work with it. But it's cool. The scam is scamming, but it's cool. We're just gonna move past it. All right, so I guess I gotta actually try the digital art now, don't I? Okay. So I'm using Procreate. So I was actually expecting this to feel almost textured. When you say like nano-textured, I was almost expecting a texture on this screen, and maybe that was silly to think, but it's not textured at all. It's still extremely smooth. It's probably smoother than this screen is, just because it doesn't have that slipperiness. So the screen is as smooth as ever. It's smooth without that like resistance, without that slipperiness, and that's amazing. Like I love the feel. Like running my hands across this feels really good. I'm not gonna be weird though, but it feels really good. So doing digital art on the Nano-Textured screen just feels a lot more comfortable than doing digital art on this screen. Because I hate the way, like the resistance and the slipperiness of that. I hate that. The light diffusion is amazing. I love it. So I can take this outside. I could work on this in front of a window, and the light coming in through the windows or the direct sunlight from outside does not bother my process. Like the light diffusion from this nano-textured screen is top tier. Like they did what they said they was gonna do, and they did it well. I can't lie. Some people complain about the blacks not being as black with a nano-textured screen. Personally, I don't have any issues with that. Even if I'm watching TV on it, if I'm watching a movie on it, to me the colors are outstanding, and I'm not seeing any like crazy differences. I'm sure if I put this right up against a standard screen, I'm sure the blacks on the standard screen will be blacker than these, but like who's doing that? You're not like actively comparing while you're watching, you know, like Breaking Bad or something. Like, you know, it still looks great. So unless you're doing a specific review and putting them up against each other, yeah, you'll see that difference then. But just day-to-day use, watching movies, doing digital art, like, and I'm not like a digital artist, so maybe if I was a professional digital artist and that was like my thing for real, it would bother me more. I have zero issues with the black not being black enough or the contrast not being high enough. I think it's great. I think it's a scam, but I think it's a great scam, and I like it. I like it. The camera on this is amazing, but that's so... Sorry, I'm just beating up my plant. The camera on this is amazing, but that's no surprise. Every time Apple comes out with a new product, the camera is just getting better and better. The thinness, I ain't gonna lie, the thinness on this is great because it's so light. Like I could put this in my book bag, I could put it in like a large purse, and I do not like feel it. It is so light. However, the thinness almost makes me worried because the 13-inch is so big that when it's this thin but this large, it still feels almost like, I feel like I could just break it, you know? I feel like if I just like, and just like, well, of course, if I just broke it across my knee, it'd break. But I almost feel like sometimes, is this sturdy? Like, I don't know. And I don't have anything to say that it's not sturdy, but this just feels so thin. It feels like I could just like crack it. I won't crack it, hopefully, but it does feel a little fragile. Oh, also I got it engraved. What you practice, you improve. Let your daily actions reflect your deepest goals. Wow. That's cute. I forgot I put that there. And then I got my Apple Pencil engraved with Arctic Sun, with a little sheen Arctic Sun around it. But no, I like the thinness of it. It is extremely thin. It's thinner than my iPhone, I think. It's crazy thin. And it hasn't snapped on me yet. So charging wise, the battery life lasts well. It comes with the same charger, the C port, that my iPhone Pro 15 uses. I think some people expected a different or more powerful charger. I didn't have any expectations, so it doesn't bother me any, but I think some people thought like, oh, well, you know, Apple spent so much time to make this iPad so thin, they could have made it just a little bit thicker and put a bigger battery in it and had a more powerful charger, and this could have had a longer battery life. I have heard that criticism for this iPad before. I don't think that there's too many times where I'm just like using my iPad nonstop to the point where I just can't keep it charged. I'm either near an outlet or is lasting long enough for my needs at that moment, and I'm taking a break and I charge it and it charges pretty quickly and I get back to it. I don't know. I don't have any issues right now with the battery life. Granted, I'm not doing anything like crazy with it, but even when I am doing something more intense with it, I don't know, I just plug it in. So to me, it's just not that big of a concern. I'm a pretty chill gal though. I don't have really like high expectations. Maybe I'm just not expecting like, you know, nothing life-changing, but I think that it's pretty cool. The app that I actually use on here the most is 100% the Notability app. Notability is 100% the Notability. Oh my god. And this isn't sponsored or anything, but Notability is a note-taking app. It's compared to GoodNotes a lot, which is another really popular note-taking app. I've tried them both out, and Notability is definitely like my jam. Like, I love it. And it has all these different templates that you can use. I use it for my content creation planning. I use it to create my schedule. I use it to brainstorm, write random notes. I use it to write my script sometimes. Like, that app is the bomb. It has so many different templates included in the app. It does have a subscription as opposed to GoodNotes, where you have a one-time fee, but then on GoodNotes you have to pay for any template that you use within the note-taking app. So let's say you want to like use a planner or, you know, this custom cute like to-do list template, you have to pay for all those individually, whereas Notability, you have a subscription but you get all that stuff included. And I use it enough that the subscription is worth it. Even though I'm not using this app all that much for digital art, like start to finish artworks digitally, I have found some great ways to bring it into my traditional art making process. So I'm not great at doing like preliminary sketches in my art making process, even though I know that that would be really helpful. However, I just have never been a huge fan of it. I'm just so impatient. I just like to jump into the process, and that causes me a lot of times while working on a painting, I get stumped and I don't know exactly where I want to go next or which color I should use, and it breaks up my flow. But one thing that I have found Procreate to be really useful is in the middle of my painting, traditional art painting, if I get stumped, I take a picture of it on my iPad, I import it into Procreate, and then I edit it on Procreate of the different ideas that I have for the painting, and then, you know, I choose one and then I'm able to move forward. But I'm able to actually visualize what I want to do next in the painting without actually committing to paint on canvas or having to wipe it all off if I don't like it. That has been extremely helpful. So maybe I ain't out here making like digital art as I thought that I might be doing more so of after I bought this iPad, but I have found a way to bring it into my traditional art flow, and that is more meaningful and useful for me than anything. So that's been really great. I also use it a ton for my YouTube videos. I do use this iPad a lot for my YouTube videos where I like put words on the screen for my YouTube videos, and then I import it into the video, and you know, they like pop up as words on the screen and text on the screen. So this is one that I import in like almost all of my art videos where I say time for the reveal, just stuff like that, either for my YouTube videos or just for my personal use of making all these graphs and charts and mind maps and brainstorming. I use this iPad probably almost every day. So, and that's great because it was very expensive. I can't lie. It was very expensive, and I was worried that I wasn't going to use it as much as I needed to in order to justify the purchase. Because again, I already had an iPad Pro, and this one's several years old, but I just didn't use it all that much. But like, I don't know, sometimes really nice things just make you want to pick them up and use them. And I ain't saying that that's like smart or logical or anything like that. This is just so nice. I just have to pick it up and find ways to utilize it and bring it into my day-to-day processes. And that has actually been like really easy to do. One other thing, this iPad comes with this like kind of like a microfiber. I don't know why I did one finger. Wow, that's weird. It comes with this fabric, this screen cleaner. And you think when you first open it, like, okay, y'all gave me a microfiber cloth, that's great, I got like 10 of those in a drawer somewhere. No, this is the only thing that cleans this screen. I don't know what kind of freaking formula that they put in this thing, but a microfiber cloth does not remove fingerprints on my iPad. Only this and this only. Paper towels don't do it, tissue won't do it, my t-shirt won't do it, a microfiber cloth won't do it, a sponge won't do it. Not that I've used a sponge on my iPad, but still, nothing cleans fingerprints or smudges off of this nano-texture screen except for this magical little tiny fabric here. I don't know what they put in it, but I think it's so weird because I don't know, it's just like fabric, but nothing else works. Microfiber cloths do not work, just this. It is very soft. Very soft, but still, it's pretty weird. So if you do get this iPad with the nano-texture screen, do not lose this fabric or else you will be so pissed off with yourself because you'll probably have to buy another one, and knowing Apple is probably gonna cost you at least 50 bucks. I don't know. Oh yeah. Okay, don't be weird, sunshine. And then I got the Magic Keyboard, which was another $300 and some. And the Magic Keyboard is nice because it also functions not just as a keyboard, but as a really good case for the iPad. Because again, it's so thin that I would almost feel worried about just like slinging it around in my book bag unprotected. So anytime I take it anywhere, I use my Magic Keyboard case, and it just feels really nice and protected. It holds onto it with magnets, and I'm sure the other Magic Keyboards did too, but this is my first Magic Keyboard. So yeah, all that to say is I love this iPad, and I'm excited to use it more, try new things out with it, and try more digital art with it. Guess we'll see. I got this expensive A-word iPad, so we gonna see. We gonna be doing all the digital pictures. I keep y'all updated. Like this video if it was helpful. Comment below if you have any questions or if you have the new iPad and what your thoughts are on it. Let me know if y'all have any tips for traditional artists getting into digital art for the first time. It is cool to finally get it under my belt that I've tried digital art. There's definitely a learning curve, but I'm glad to actually have finally tried it out and have started my journey on the curve. Okay, y'all, so what you think of my art? Be honest. What y'all think of my first digital painting? Be nice. Be nice. I think that's it. Okay, bye. Go create something.